Today we will be cleaning and servicing a Honeywell Quiet Care humidifier. I was using this a lot in the winter. We'll also be joined by my dog Hartley. I was using this a lot in the winter, and now it's getting humid out again, so we don't need it. And it will be getting cleaned today and then put back in its box once it dries, and all that junk. So it does work, no problem. Maybe it has to have water in it. I don't really know how it works. I don't really care. But I gotta clean these. I've got some mold growing on them. So does the inside of the unit. I'm gonna be doing it in the bathtub. And then this piece also comes off. And we got plenty of mold down in there. So gotta clean that. And yo, I got a buzz cut. Alright. So I'm trying to do this one-handed. Here's the fan on the inside. With plenty of dust and gunk. But yeah, let's get to it, shall we? So I'm gonna start by cleaning the containers in the base, and then I'll take that apart, bring the fan motor downstairs, oil it and all that good junk. This is gonna be a pretty long video, a lot to do. And I may or may not pack it up in the same video. But let's get started with these with these containers. These are also dirty, they've got mold on them. The caps. There's like some dirt in there, I don't know. This is all one piece too, I can't take it apart. I don't think. Yeah, I can't take it apart. So we're just gonna have to rinse it out from the inside. I'm also gonna get the cap in there. That's not too dirty on the inside. We do gotta clean off the outside though, and I've got a brush for that. It's pretty intense brush, but without water it's already working, and I'm honestly gonna use water. So there's that. That's already done. There is a little bit of mold on the inside of here that I just noticed, so put some water on it so it's wet, good as new. There are some marks on here, but this thing is like very old. I think it's from 2013. I've had it for a while and it's still trucking. I don't think the motor has ever been serviced. Actually, now that I think about it, I had another Honeywell product from 2013 that had, I think it was the same motor, that had ball bearings. So that motor might have ball bearings. Let's inspect. Actually, no, let's inspect later. I don't want to get off task. Get this guy wet. This thing has been sitting up there for like 2 months, and my mom finally got sick of it sitting there and asked me to clean it and take it downstairs and put it back away. So now this piece is all rinsed out. Set it over to dry with the other. Is it moldy in the same spot? No, it's not. But it is dusty and yellowed. There's no dirt on the inside of this one. I don't know where that junk came from. I still will rinse it out. Just don't need a lot of water in there. But I do need the lid. Upside down. Is it cracked? Oh, it is cracked. That's not good. I'll have to let my dad know. I could probably just fix it with hot glue, but I think we've already ordered replacement containers for this. At many points in its life, too. I know my mom dropped one of these one time and it exploded. It was full of water. She just finished filling it up and I slipped because the floor was wet and all the water fell out all over the kitchen floor. Alright, now this is wet. Go ahead and clean it. This one's less dirty than the other one. I don't know why that's for or what that's for. So those pieces is done. Now we've got, I'm going to turn you guys around to the dog and the base. Almost lost you there. It would have been bad, my brand new phone fell. So, let's get into it, shall we? I'm going to take this thing off just so the screw ends don't rust. This is my first time ever doing this. I don't know what this thing is. Oh, this might tell the switch when there's actually water in it, so that it doesn't just stay on. So there's plenty of mold in here. That's awesome. Let me see if there is a switch on the bottom of this machine. There is. Maybe I can rig that. Indeed I can. So now let me give you guys a little demonstration of the unit here. Put it up on the counter. Alright. There it is. And then if we take this piece and if I set it to let me just set it to high. So there it is. It's not too powerful, but it's pretty good. Could you even see any of that? I don't know. I'll do it again. I also check the capacitor, just to make sure. High, medium, low. Let's do spin down time. Well, that's definitely sleeve bearing. You can hear it's dry, so definitely service that. So I'll just leave that there for now. Don't need it. And continue over here. Actually, no. Continue right here. Not with the dog, with this. I want to take the wheels off. I don't know if you can. You should be able to. Yeah, I'll take these out. They're in there pretty tight. Let's get a look at the information sticker. Right here, model HCM 6009, made in China. It's a CAS product. Is there a date on there? No. Honeywell Humidifier. Don't know what that means. But let's continue cleaning junk. Alright, we got base. You did a little bit of the work for me. Just gotta get all this gunk off of it now. That's actually mold right there. I think my dad has cleaned this thing one time when I was like 4, and I'm 14, so it's overdue for sure. Oh, I missed a bunch of spots. contain any information. So this piece is done now, thanks to my good old friend water. So I'm gonna set it over here on this shower mat and let it dry. I should actually get a fan and bring it in here. Just set all the stuff on one mat, get a fan, point it at it, and then switch it after a certain amount of time. Maybe an hour on each. I'm also getting hungry. So while this is drying, I could probably eat lunch. I'll go downstairs and service the fan motor first. But I know exactly, I know exactly which fan I'm gonna use. It's this guy. The last scoop, Cyclone. Pretty good fan, not gonna lie. Doesn't fit through the door. It's a big fan. Hi, Nora. Alright. This is only 18 minutes long. Bet. I should probably just record the fan in time lapse, drying all this junk off. It doesn't tilt down that far. I never really liked that. Sorry about that. I don't know why my phone just decided to stop recording. But I'm gonna put this at its minimum height. Just like that. It's kind of like it doesn't tilt down far enough. It's kind of stupid, Lasco. Why does it only go down that far? Ugh. I'll definitely point it at it. But I don't know what it's gonna do. I'll leave that on medium. And now, we can start taking apart the actual fan. It's gonna move some stuff. I'll also clean these little pieces by hand. The wheels are fine. I just didn't want them to rust. So, I guess I'll head into a time lapse of me taking apart this motor here. And I'll come back when I'm done with that. Okay, so this is kind of dumb. There's no way to get the wiring out really without cutting it, which I don't want to do, but I might have to get this stupid motor out of here so I can clean the whole thing. I mean, I could use wipes, but I don't really like using wipes for big things like this. I might just take a picture of everything and do little snips and then just put it back together like that, I guess. So that's probably what I'm going to do. Well, I've now got a bathtub full of humidifier parts to wash. This shouldn't be too hard, it's just dust. I've got all the electronics out minus the power cord, which I didn't feel like messing with that stupid wash, whatever it's called, grommet that's on there. So I'm not going to. But I did manage to get all the electronics out. Now this part is going to be fairly simple. All I have to do is get the pieces wet and then scrub them out. And it's just dust, so it shouldn't take that long or be that hard. I was thinking about taking these out to my front yard and hosing them down, and right now it's not sounding like a bad idea. Yeah, I'm probably just going to take this outside because this is difficult to do in a bathtub. So I'll come back once I'm outside. Alright, let's get to spraying. I'll probably time lapse this part. So if I do, it'll start right now. Alright. We got all the pieces clean. So now it's time to work on the motor. Alright guys, now we're working on the motor. So let's get into it. I had to go grab a chair real quick. This is actually the exact same motor that my Honeywell tower fan had in it before that died. It was kind of a junky fan, but it had ball bearings. This one has sleeve bearings, which we determined like a long time ago at the start of the video. This is going to be a long video. I'm just realizing this as I'm sitting here in my dining room set chair working on a humidifier motor. All the parts are on my front steps drying. Alright. How easy is she going to be to get open? I brought a flathead screwdriver for assistance. Pretty easy. Just like that, we're in. Oh, these bearings actually still have oil in them. That's pretty good. It might be the front one that's actually dry then. I don't know if I can get all this stuff out. I might not need to. Just pull it out enough to... Oh yeah, I gotta get this. This is where the blade sits on. And one thing that surprises me, however, is there's absolutely no rust on this shaft. For being around water all the time, it's pretty good. I don't know how I'm gonna get this thing off of here. Let me actually go grab some needle nose pliers. I'll take you along through the journey. I don't know where they are. I'm in the process of cleaning. Haven't started on the desk. That's okay. I've got the whole summer break to do that. Here they are. My needle nose pliers. We can go over there and take that thing off. I do like that a lot better than the pin that goes through the blade arm. Or what? The pin that goes through the shaft. I hate those. The amount of fans that I've had to straighten the shaft on because of that is unmatched. Alright. Excuse me. It was fairly easy. Alright. Little bit of a rough spot there, but I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. So, here's the inside of the motor. It's actually like perfectly clean, which is weird, because that unit was disgusting. See, I don't know why this is so clean, but it makes my job easier. I mean, I'm not getting paid for this. This is my parents asked me to do it, and it was free content, so why not? Did I forget wipes? You know what? I'll just use my shorts. I did, however, not forget my 3-in-1 oil. That's important. Now, I don't think I can get these open. Is there even any? I think there's material in there to catch the oil. There should be. So let me try. Get a little bit to seep in there. I do need a piece of tissue to get the excess off. If there's not any wick in there, it's not a big deal. It survived this long with little lubrication. And probably do it again. I hope it can do it again. Because this is has been a very reliable unit the whole time I've owned it. And I quite like it. There is a little bit of rust on the front of the motor. Not that bad. So now, I don't know if it's seeped in, but this is going to sit in the bathroom for a while I wait for all the junk outside to dry. Now this little thing came off here, the grommet. I'm not going to try to reattach it because it didn't seem like it was doing much. Alright, there's our front of the motor. Now we got this whole big ass shaft to put oil on, so this slides in nice and easy. Ow! That hurt really bad. Oh yeah, that is so smooth. It's going to be a very smooth running unit. I'll drop a couple drops of oil down in there. I missed one. So yeah, there's like no dust in there to speak of. Just a little bit of rust. Which one were the... right there. I think it goes like that. That is so smooth. Oh my god. It's perfect. This is a really good quality motor. So Kaz, they know what they're doing. Apparently. Most of their products are pretty good. There's just that. I think they made stuff for Duracraft too, in Duracraft's late years. But I don't know why that Honeywell Quiet Set tower fan I had was such a piece of junk. It didn't move any air at all. It was a really bad fan. Alright, now it's... Yeah, look at that. No blade on it. Here's how long it spins for. If you don't know, that's pretty ridiculous. So I think this is going to be a success. And this thing's going to run for like 10 years to come. So I'm going to let this sit in the bathroom for like an hour while I eat lunch. And then I'll come back once all the pieces are dry and I can put it together. Alright, all the parts is ready for reassembly. Got the motor up here with its excellent bearings. So, let's get started. First thing I want to do is get all the electrical sorted out. So we're probably going to start by putting together all of the electrical junk. I'll be doing it right here once again. For some reason. This is still a little bit dirty, but it's not that big a deal. I will give it a wipe down. because there is also still some water in it. I don't know how some of this stuff didn't get cleaned off when I used a hose, but it is what it is. Not that big of a deal. Alright, so let's grab our motor here. Pretty good quality motor. I don't know who made it. So there was a specific, yeah, I see it. So you gotta put this down there. And then all these wires have to get fed through this opening right here. But that's gonna be tough because they have crimp locks on them. I was able to get them out. Alright, now I just got the red one. That wasn't too bad at all. And we got these 3 wires, which I believe is the capacitor, and then the power. So that goes in there. There are 3 screws that hold in the motor, so I'll put those in. The hardest part of this project is actually going to be remembering which screws go where, because there's like 8 because there's like 8 different kinds of screws, and they're all different thread sizes and all that junk. That is the freest turning motor I think I've ever worked on. So this is basically a blower fan with water underneath it. It's designed a lot like a blower fan. Similar looking motor, the works. So now, turn it on its side here, and I gotta hook up all the electrical. So, this is gonna be fun, because I had to snip the wires. So I do remember that the blue from here actually goes to the gray. I have to re-strip every single wire, but I do have a pocket full of wire nuts, so next time I have to do this, it should be much easier. I may add in some background music, because who wants to listen to just me talk? Alright, so where does this white one go again? You know, I might have to pause real quick and look at the picture. Alright, I think and hope and pray that I can remember now. There's a group of 3 whites, which I believe are these 3. And then this white one connected to the power cord. Okay, I think I got it. So let's do that right now. I'm gonna have to clean up a bunch of wire shavings after this. It's okay. Bro, these are going everywhere. I wish they could just stay on the wire stripper. So I think I grabbed an orange wire nut for that one. Let me just pull them out in my pocket so So yeah, I did grab an orange wire nut for this connection. This is going to be so much easier to do the next time I do this. Alright, and then this black connects to this black right here. There, like that. It stayed in that time. Get a blue wire nut for that. It's a small connection. Quiet, Harvey. You're snoring loud. Alright. And we gotta get the power cord put on as well. Which has been lovingly fitted into a big plastic housing. Now these have to go through this hole right here. And then we get one of, it doesn't matter which, but one of them goes to the capacitor. Or not the capacitor, one of them goes to that little sensor switch, the other one goes to the blue wire that goes up into the fan. And I should zip tie all this together, but I'm not going to bother. So, you gotta get that little switch, get the white wire there, strip that back. And get a blue wire nut for that. And then that goes to this blue wire right here. There's a lot of wires that could just be continued, but instead they crimp on a completely different wire. Alright. So there's all the goods. I just stepped on the cord and that hurt pretty bad. Well, there's all the goods. All the electrical that can be hidden away. Can be as messy as something messy. And no one will ever care. We got 6 wires going up into the brains or the control board. I'm trying to make these, well, they shouldn't be a similar one. Should all be different. So, I'd like all of these to be as long as they can. So just get extra play inside there. Then there's a little hole over here where these all go through. This is why we need a gate over all this junk. I don't think that sleeve is supposed to go all the way down in there. One thing I don't like is that the capacitor doesn't have anywhere to attach to. It's just kind of floating in there. I would change that if I made this, but I didn't. I forget which way this piece goes in. This goes on like that, so it must go this way. Alright. Now I can actually go ahead and enclose all this junk. That wasn't too bad. Well, that's good to go. I gotta get my flat screws. I believe were the ones that went here. I need 3 of them. This thing it's not 100% perfect. There are some spots where I could have cleaned it up a little bit better, but I don't really care. It's good enough to use for plenty more years. Alright. Alright. So that side is good. There was this weird spike piece that needs to go in there now. I don't know which way it goes in. I don't remember. I think it goes like that. And it's got clips on it. And then it needs 1 flat screw. And then this piece can go on. No, the other half has to go on first. Does it? Hold on. I think I have to put the blade on right now. It was supposed to have one of those little lock washers, but this thing has plenty of tension on the shaft, or plenty of grip on the shaft. I don't have any worry that it's ever gonna fall off. And look at how smoothly that thing glides. Can't test it yet. Has a little bit of noise, it's fine. Needs to be used. Let the noise kind of drift away. Alright. Now, do I put it on the top now? I think I do. Okay. I think I'm getting the hang of this. I'll be able to do it again, hopefully. Kind of enjoyed this. It was an all-day project, but I've enjoyed it. So I then need to feed that whole big cord of wires up into the control board, into the control room. I kind of need to get that zip tie off there. It's in the way. Now I can put that top piece on. I'll pull it through to the other side. Okay. Think I got it now. do I? Yes, I do. Now I'm remembering how everything goes together. And now this is all self-explanatory up in here. Actually, I need to look at the picture again to see where the brown and yellow go. Alright, so now it's time to wire in the control board thing. It's not even a circuit board, it's just 2 switches and a light. A thermostat and a switch and then a light. So we need the brown one goes to 3, that's high. The yellow one. Wait, no, I can't put the top on yet. I gotta screw this thing in from underneath. Well, good thing I haven't done that yet. Let me get a little more play on these wires. Alright. I got a buzz cut. I don't know if you guys could see in this video, but the whole time I've been like going to pull my hair back. Alright. I think I underestimated. No way. I grabbed the perfect amount of blue washers, orange washers, and yellow washers for the whole unit. I didn't even count it out. It just works. That was the most tricky one to strip so far. Can't let any shavings get in there. This thing looks pretty good when it's clean. So now I need another blue wire nut and we'll splice the red together. I need to strip all of these blues. There's 5. No, there's 4. 4 blues and 3 whites. It's a lot of blue. But at least these have plenty of play on them. I can pull them out. Not worry about ripping anything out of its home. Alright, now let's get the blue coming up from below. And then get a yellow, that was a really bad voice crack, a yellow. Let's get a yellow wire nut and connect all this junk right here. This is easy. I was actually really worried getting to this point right here. I didn't want to break anything. But I don't think I'm going to. And if we plug this in and it works, that'll make me happy. I bet you you thought I was gonna say, if I plug this in and it works, you have to subscribe. do it at your own risk. I won't tell you. And the last yellow one. Really, it was 2 orange ones and 1 yellow one, but I'll take it. Alright, let's put all the controls in their respective positions. And let's fire this thing up, see what happens. Make sure nothing popped out of place. No, it's all good. It's just a bit tight getting everything to pop in there. Alright. I'll get you a side view here. Lower this a little bit. Alright, we plug it in here. I wrapped it around the tripod there. Oh yeah, I gotta rig it. Where's that thing? You know what? May just already have it on. Put it all the way up and put it on high. Here we go. I did it. This is so out of balance. Sounds like a freaking Macmillan motor. Oh my god. Okay, Honeywell quiet care. So it is a little bit out of balance. I don't really care. My dad might offer to balance it next year, but I also might not. So now it's reassembly time. My most favorite time of all the times. Or now it's... Yeah, it is reassembly time, but that's what I've been doing the whole time I'm here. So I don't know why I said that. So, let's flip this thing inside out. I'm gonna hold that while I do this. I only need to put one of these in before it's secure, and I don't have to hold the top anymore. Is it even threading in? The heck is happening? There we go. I knew something didn't feel right. Oh, I didn't remember it sticking up that much. Where are they on this side? What the heck is happening? Did I put it on upside down? Like, why is it not fitting? No, it's all there. Then why the heck is it not going into its spot? Only one of them is in on that side. It is backwards. Okay. Just gonna pinch the wires a little bit more. go. I got it to seat properly. Now I gotta let it stab me in the chest. While I put the screw in. Alright, I think I got it. Pretty positive that they made the screw holes not line up on each side so that you put it in the right way, but it doesn't fit the right way as good as it fits the wrong way. That's stupid. I don't think they ever wanted anybody to. Good thing I closed the sink drain, because that almost just fell in. Again, why this one's so hard to get in place? Dang, my doggy's in a deep sleep. Harley, you good? Alright. Not sure how well the camera angle is for this. I'll update it. Alright, now it's time to put the top of the unit together, which was my least favorite part to take apart, so this is going to be fun. Scared this thing's going to fall down off the table. My screwdriver. Let me wash my hands off. When my hands were dirty, they're getting fingerprints all over the newly cleaned Honeywell Quiet Care. This thing looks like a peanut when it's all put together. Alright, 2 more at the front, and then I'm done with this piece. It's already 14 minutes long. It's going to be a long video. Probably going to be over an hour. But I have already edited down the first part, so it should be a bit shorter. Alright, now I gotta figure out which plate, side panel thingy, whatever it is, has to go on first. I know one of them does, I just don't know which. If I put this one on, I think the other one does because it's got pieces where the screw holes are on the inside. Alright. I give you all a little test demonstration too before I pack it up for good. I think that's good. One of these screws was missing, so I'm only gonna put in the ones that... Wait, that might be why this thing is so freaking noisy. It rattles so bad. Alright, now it's time to put on, now it's time to put on this final panel of the difficult part. Looks pretty good. When this thing is clean, you can see all the scratches in it, and it doesn't look as good. But when it's dirty, it looks dirty, so I don't know which one I like better. So I guess I used all the screws in the right places, because there's only the amount that I need left. Now we gotta put the screws in on the back. And then there's only 2 more screws to put in. There's the motor in all its glory. There's tissue in there. That's lovely. Alright. Let's see if we can get demonstration after it's all cleaned and serviced. I'll get a side view so I can do the toilet paper air tester outside. And on the mirror, you can see my early control system. You know what I forgot to clean? That little piece that sits down in the bottom and tells if there's water in it or not. Ain't no way, boy. That was like the first piece I noticed. It was absolutely disgusting and I didn't even clean it. This is tomfoolery. It's not perfect, but it's alright. So, let's get to testing. This thing moves a ton of air now compared to what it did before. Alright, let me go grab the toilet paper roll out of the bathroom here, and we'll see how much air it moves. This one has lots of toilet paper on it still. So, let's jam that in there. As you can see, it moves the air perfectly fine. That noise is still there. It sounds like it's scraping. I think those are the bearings not being used at all yet. I think I dropped the screw. I did, I just found it. That's so awesome. Okay, now let's move to the floor where the dog be laying. And let's put this big hunk of plastic base together. Put the wheels in first. Why does this one not want to fit? There we go. Now it rolls again. And I gotta put in that little mechanism that sits at the bottom. It does something. Like it shows, it tells the machine when it has water in it. There's no specific direction it has to go in. You guys know what's so good about having a GoPro? I get to film the Christmas series. Oh yeah. Harley. She just woke up. Good pup. Alright, now let's put in. Actually, the motor has to go in first at the back. actually got some decent weight to it, not gonna lie. One thing that is always a pain to do with this thing is put this piece on. I think I got it. And then we can grab our cracked container, put it in, and then grab our other container with no crack. And there you have it. That was the cleaning and servicing of a Honeywell, whatever this thing is, I forget.